Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Today is February the 6th here in upstate New York, and this is Terry the Queen Battle coming from the OCC Onondaga Community College Library. So I just wanted to say shout out to you guys as well as here in New York State as well as all around the world. So pretty much I just wanted to say hello and shout out to all my friends. I'll give a little shout out to all my military friends as well, to my brother who I don't know what he's doing right now. He's in Los Angeles or here in New York as well. But just shout out to you, little brother, um, looking Jamire Harris, and stationed as currently serving the United States Marine Corps right now. Hoorah! And also to my buddy, primary school buddy, Charleston Burke, who's also going through some troubles. I don't know what's going on with him, but Charleston Burke, he is a United States Marine. So shout out to you, Charleston. Be healthy, enjoy life, and do pretty much what you can. What you can. So shout out to you, Charleston, as well, and to all my family who are currently serving in the United States military armed forces here in the United States and abroad and all around the world. So pretty much, I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. Follow up yesterday, I did do another live broadcast, pretty much saying that um, nigger was the word. The word. I was just trying to follow up on this yesterday, pretty much what I was talking about yesterday, a little bit. Pretty much following up a little bit what I was talking about yesterday was that this word, but the word, which, as you guys know, is a very derogatory word, is called nigger. This word right here. This word right here. This one right here. I'm like, just think. This word right here. Just think. This word. This word has been used against African Americans and against Black people all around the world. This word right here. And I do want to talk a little bit about that today, about how someone could call you out of your name, could call you out of your name, and still, they can keep calling out your name. In reality, this word is a part of your history and this is a part of your heritage. And so they could turn something good into something bad, turn something that's a blessing into something that's evil. And this is here what I want to talk about today is called the word nigger. You know, it's used especially used because it is Black History Month. And if you don't know, people won't tell you unless you know for yourself, unless you actually do the research and figure out what's going on in society, what's going on with politics, what's going on with the Trump administration, as well as a lot of other, pretty much other resources out there that are telling people the newspapers report every single day how society treats Black people. You know, you have a coronavirus outbreak in Asia. You have the backlash on what's going on in the presidential elections race. And it's also talking about politics hitting the 3 day span. Tuesday's edition of USA Today. This is from Tuesday, and today is Thursday. So can you imagine what is really going on? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about politics today as well. As well, because there's a lot of information out there, but you want to be sure. You really do want to be sure that you get the right kind of information. So I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself right quickly. My name is LaQueen Terry Battle. I go by Terry here in Syracuse, TTRRTERRIE, and currently I'm a certified medical assistant. I've been working in adult medicine for over 10 years. I've worked with adults with diabetes, internal medicine, Medicare claims, Medicaid claims, adults with diabetes, blood pressure problems, done in-home care, as well as I've been a living aid. So pretty much know adults, can address a lot of issues with seniors and seniors that are disabled and seniors that have pretty much general health problems that are pretty much the basics of what being a older adult is. So I'm a certified medical assistant. That's my first certification, my first degree. My second degree is in Associate of Arts in Spanish and Liberal Arts. And so I got that from Chicago, here at Washington University. And then my third degree, my third certification is in um, Spanish culture and linguistics. So that's I went to Purdue University for that in Indiana, where I did study the culture of Spain, the culture of Mexico, where our Spanish Latino people came from, their history, the Revolutionary Wars, the Kingdom of Spain, and all that. So I studied that in at Purdue University in Hammond, Indiana, as well as in West Lafayette. And I did talk about a lot of other politicians, especially in particular Pete Buttigieg, who is running for president, and he's in the lead right now. But that's another issue that I will address hopefully here or in the next live broadcast. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to talk about, and hopefully I can get this addressed. Get what it is addressed out there and pretty much out in the open. So it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. People on the streets, as well as in general being a minority. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna move to the East Coast. My life is gonna get better. I'm gonna move to the East Coast. I'm gonna have more friends. I'm gonna develop more opportunities. I'm gonna meet people from all different cultures and speak different languages and enjoy my life, get educated, get housing, grow my life, grow my social life as well as my educational career life. And right now, it's being tested every single day. My life, my will, my emotions are being tested every single day. And as you know, I'm not autistic, but I am beginning to study what autism means for other people, as well as for the Black community. And pretty much what I'm going through, as I make a lot of posts and rants on Facebook about the places that I live and the people that I'm surrounded with, and constant comments towards me and about my way of life, my personal own way of thinking, my personal own way of living. And I'm really, really, really trying to do, pretty much trying to do my very best to overcome a lot of hurdles. My biggest hurdle right now is that I'm in a financial hole. I'm in a big, big, big financial hole. I mean, physically and mentally, I'm here. Physically and mentally, I can breathe. I have good blood pressure. I take care of myself, and I continue to lose weight, but I don't want to lose too much weight. But physically, right now, I'm in the hole. Financially and spiritually, I'm in the hole. And yesterday was Ash Wednesday to a lot of people here, not only here in New York, but it was a celebration of the Passover, a celebration of the body of Christ and everything that He came to do for the Christian faith, as well as for the Catholic faith. And so I am changing my faith. I'm going from a non-denominational Baptist background to a Catholic background and be more stern in my beliefs and what particularly I want to accomplish in my life. It's not easy. Every single day is a hurdle. Every single day is a hurdle. But when I'm called like this on the streets, and when I'm told to stay in my place, to learn how to stay in my place and learn what my place is, that's hard, because people, they use your name and they retard it and use it for their own benefits. So you're left wondering what's going on in reality. Someone has not only stolen your identity, but they've stolen your soul, they've stolen your spirit, everything out of you. And you're left begging on the street. It's pretty much what I'm going through right now. It's hard. It's a struggle. Every single day is a struggle. Every single day is a struggle to be called this way right here. I'm thinking like everything I've been through, everything that I've overcome, why am I still being put out of my place into somebody else's place for what they want from me? It's really hard. It's right now I only have one listener right now. It's a real struggle. It is a struggle right now. And to actually go through and actually process and analyze a lot of the things I've been going through over the years. At the same time, it's like it's for me to process, for me to know. It's not for you to know. It's for me to understand and process everything I'm going through and try to analyze in my life right now. It's very, very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to actually survive and actually make it through, society right now that are very intolerant, very prejudiced people. And they want things the way they are for a reason. Oh, yes, they do. They want things the way they are for a reason. And yeah, I met a guy, his last name was Kennedy. And he's like, well, I've done tests and I'm no way related to the Kennedys. But you do have the last name, so you are somebody. Oh, yeah, you probably get a discount or two, but his last name was Kennedy. And you still are somebody. You still know who you are. And you probably are related to them whether you know it or not, some way or another. But you still are a Kennedy, and that name is to be recognized all around the world, as well as the name of Mandela. That name is to be recognized all around the world. All around the world, people know the name Mandela. Mandela and Kennedy. But this one right here has been taken out of out of the history books and help us to forget where we came from and to forget our past, to forget who we are as a people, and to make us ignorant of who we are and where we come from in our history, that we were kings and queens. This word right here, I was doing some research yesterday. I'm gonna go ahead and get my a little journal here. There we go. This word right here has been taken out of the history books and made us to feel less than a people. In reality, this word needs to be recognized. Is that this is who we are as a people. A little hat right here. So this one right here has been taken out of the history books, and you split it in half. You split this word in half. You give this a detonation that this is what you will never be. And you take this from our history books. You should split this word in half and you figure out where we came from. This is the name of the king, and this is derivative, a curse on the name. All you have to do is just split the word in half. You know, like, I'm gonna argue about that with you. Yeah. Go ahead and argue with me about it. Please argue with me about this word. Let me find out. Just look at this one right here. All you have to do is just split it in half. I was doing some little research on it yesterday. All you have to do is just split this word in half right here. Okay. And then you get, this is the background, this is the first part of our history, and then this is a detonation of our history. So you get nigger, nig, and nig is from, where is it here? So this is from King Nagas the second of Ethiopia, who was the last king of kings. He was a wonderful, rich ruler of Ethiopia, and the people came to him for wisdom. People came to him for wisdom. People came to this man for wisdom. Yeah, people came to this man for wisdom. People came to this man for wisdom. This one right here. Is only a derivative of what we really are. This one right here. So you take a play on it and you spin it off into what you want it to be. And you know, we have patterns of behaviors. This man right here. And so this right here is just a general of the word. So the first three letters of this word, it means king. It relates to King Nagas. And this one right here is only a gerund of the word. It pertains to or means to usually pertaining to be something or in the pattern or behavior of something. So this could be, it could be like a spin-off, like it could be pertaining to, that can mean to be pertaining to. It could be pertaining to behavior or pattern of an individual. Or a group, this one right here. So you have to split it up, you have to split it up, this one right here. You have to split this word up right here, the last three letters, and then the first you have to split that up too. Let's do a little bit of grammar. I'm gonna write this word again so you guys understand what I'm talking about. I'm gonna bring it a little bit more closer because I really want us to understand that just because we've been called out of our names, that doesn't mean that's who we are. We have to come back and claim our names and claim our identity, claim our heritage. And not many people talk about it. So I'm trying to break this down for you guys one more time, okay? Okay, so this is the word. This is the word right here. Move the camera up. Move the camera just a little bit. All right. Okay, so I'm just putting something. Thank you to my one listener. Probably me, but you know how YouTube works. Okay. So this is a verb. This is what I could do it. I can spin out and do whatever I want with this word because it's related to us as a people as well. So today is February the 5th, and it is Black So this is a spin-off of the word, okay? I'm putting some all in caps. Right here. This is the word right here. This is the word. Okay. This is the word that has been used against us as a Black people, not only as a Black people, but as a society, as a culture, as a people leaving as a homeland for a reason. It doesn't necessarily mean a country in Africa. It means us as a people, as a people that have been enslaved. So I'm gonna break this word down for you. I'm sure people have broken the word down many times again. Okay, so here's the first part of the word. So here's the suffix detonation of the word, and here's actually the origin of the word. So this is the origin of the word. This is the origin of the word, and this is the suffix. You got the prefix and you got the suffix. So this is the suffix of the word. Okay, so you got the origin of the word and you got the suffix of the word. Okay, let's learn some grammar. So this is the origin of the word, and this is a suffix. This is the detonation of the word. This is the origin of the word, and this is where the word came from, and this is what the ending is and why the word was changed. So nigger right here, N-I-G, is relating to the origin of a people past that has been enslaved by them. And the origin can be the country in Africa called Nigeria, or it can mean a king, a person, a very famous person that was the last king of kings in Ethiopia. He was the last king of kings, called King Nagast Izana II. And then right here it says G-E-R. Usually when you use the gerund G-E-R, it usually means pertaining to the behavior or the pattern of an individual or a group. When you use this word right here. When you use the word G-E-R, it's a suffix of a word. It can usually mean pertaining to the behavior or a pattern of a group. So us as a people, we were meant to behave, to have the same patterns of a king and famous kings and queens. We were meant to have the same mannerisms. We were meant to have the same behaviors. We were meant to be rich, not poor. We were meant to be high status society. We were meant to be first class citizens and not second class citizens. We were meant for more just because of the origin of where we come from as a people. And now this one right here, J-E-R, is a gerund. It usually means pertaining to our behavior of being kings and queens. So if someone took us from our homeland and turned us from each other, turned us against our behavior and our mannerisms, and took our mannerisms away from us, took our culture away from us, took our gold and our silver away from us, took our gold and our silver away from us, took our jewelry, took our children, took our homes away from us, only us to put us in the same behavior patterns of what they wanted us to be, which is less than dirt, which is less than a dog. They wanted us to behave like dogs for a reason, because they want the homeland for themselves. So we're not people, we're less than a dog. We're not slaves, we're less than pigs. That's usually how it works when someone takes someone and captures a king or a queen or their people and takes them from their homeland. Usually, the person or the commander will take the riches of that, the spoils and riches of that kingdom, and take it for his own, and then leave the people of that kingdom enslaved and their offspring enslaved for the rest of their lives. That's how it worked in the Bible. That's how it worked in the Middle East. That's how it's worked in Europe and English royalty. And that's how it still continues to work around the world. So you take a group of people from their homeland and you claim ownership. You claim conquest over these people. And then you change their name, change their identity, and therefore you change the identity of these people as royalty, as owners and as slaves and not owners, as dirt poor instead of gold and silver. You take all that away from us, and then you change our behavior and our patterns into slaves. You change our ways of living into eating dirt poor wheat. African people are one of the best, have the best cuisines. Because anytime you have an African friend, or even anytime you eat great, fresh African cuisines or Middle Eastern cuisines, not Italian cuisines, not Chinese cuisine, which is pretty much fast, rapidly produced, but you have good African food, good Mediterranean food. It's always prepared long, it's prepared fresh, and you could feel and smell the aromas of the food cooking all day. Africans, they usually don't cook fast. They always cook slow so they can enjoy the food after. So usually if you have an African family, a Caribbean family, a great Italian family, they usually start dinner early in the morning, prepare it early in the morning, and then the family enjoys the dinner at night. And yes, it's cooked long for a reason, so you can enjoy it afterwards, and it can be good to your health and nourishment of your body. That's how it works. But you take away our behavior patterns of acting like kings and queens, of being royalty, of being dukes and duchess, of being princesses and prince, of being royalty. Because not many people knew that Africa had gold and had silver and had diamonds up until the early 19th century. You take our diamonds away from us, and then you leave us to be enslaved in the same pattern of behaviors as less than dogs. You take away our behaviors away from us. It is a very sensitive topic, not meant for kids, but kids use this word every single day because they don't even know what they're talking about. Because if they really knew what they were talking about, they would stop using this word right here. There's so many spin-offs of this word, it's ridiculous. People don't even know what they're talking about. They're actually cursing themselves in the same pattern that other people have used to curse us. If people have cursed you, why would you curse yourself even more? If people have cursed you, why would you curse yourself even more? Yes, Black History Month, and we need to know this word right here. First we were black, first we were Negroes, then we were colored, and now we're called niggers. How you go from being called colored to being called niggers? Us as a people, we have to know our name and we have to know our heritage and where we come from. No one can control you unless you allow them to control you. No one can change your behavior or the patterns of your life unless you allow them to change your behavior and the patterns of your life. And that's where that freedom had to come at a price. The Declaration of Independence, the Statue of Liberty, all of that had to come at a price. All of this had to become at a price. This wasn't free. Our freedom isn't free. Escaping slavery it took some people their lives to actually try to attempt to get to freedom. Why would Black people want to curse other Black people by bringing us back to less than pigs and less than individuals? I'm sure other people have done this before. Yeah, and yes, my live broadcasts are long because they're long for a reason. Because I actually want to understand what I'm talking about. I actually want to know, understand, and comprehend and understand and know. To know is power. Learning is power. I not only want to help people, but I also want to help myself digest what this really is. Because yeah, it is Black History, but this February, it is the month of love. Yes, yes, it is. That's great. Hallelujah. And yes, I'm no way related to people I knew in my past. I'm no way related to Kenya Sneed Moore from Gary, Indiana. I don't think I'm related to the Jacksons either. Michael Jackson and his family, I hope I'm not related to them. Or Sarah Jakes Roberts and her family, the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas. I hope in no way I'm related to her either. But people treat you like this way for a reason. If you allow them to change your behavior and to change your life patterns, they will treat you like this, less than a dog for a reason. You have the Kennedys, you have Nelson Mandela, you have everybody around the world has been called this name. Yeah, it is. It's real sad. It is real sad as a people. It's real. It's real sad for a reason. They've been called less than. Yes, it is. It is. It's called. It's a word right here. It's Black History Month. Let's talk about this word. Let's talk about this word right now. Let's talk about it because it's a very important word to talk about. You have all this print media print for a reason. What's going on Wall Street Journal, what's going on in USA Today, and then what's going on in the Syracuse News. All of this is good. All of this is great. But we want to talk about right here what's going on right here in the world. This one right here, I'm just gonna let you process what I've just put here on the board. But it is for a reason. This word right here. And every single day you see this word on the news. And people, as a people, we don't even know where we came from. This word right here. Okay, let's make it quick and easy. It should be quick and easy. Let's make this real quick and easy. No, you can't. You can't make this quick and easy. We've been called this as a people for thousands and thousands of years. This as a people and as a word, we've been called it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So what are we going to do about it? My behavior and my lifestyle patterns should be that of a king and of a queen. I should think like a king. I should think like a queen. I should behave like a queen. And I can go, you go to make a little bit more deeper right here. Talking about just even break up this prefix a little, this origin a little bit more, and I can go into right here. Nigu. I don't think you guys can see that. Right here, this word. Let me just, so you guys understand that you got that point across. It's good. And I can even go more into the word a little bit more. This is the word right here. I'm gonna break it down. This is the suffix, the ending. This is suffix, and right here, a little grammar lesson for you guys is the origin. So this is the origin of the word, and this is the suffix of the word. Y'all see that? Make it a little bit clearer. So this is the origin of the word, and this is the suffix of the word. The origin, so we got this right here, is pertaining to behavior patterns. This is a gerund, a spin-off of the word. So this can mean behavior patterns. So this right here is a spin-off, this is suffix of the word. It's related to behavior pattern. And then we go a little bit more into the origin, and then we'll get more to two different versions of the origin. Being right here, which Nigu, right here Nigu is, I think it's Ethiopian. I know they speak Ubu or whatever kind of language, but pretty much it pertains to meaning king. This is the masculine. This is the masculine version of the word. So you guys can focus a little bit more. So this is the masculine pronunciation of the word. Nugu. And then here's the other spin-off, the feminine version of the word. It's called Niga. And it usually remains to a queen. I hope I'm doing this right. And it's the feminine version of it. It's related to the queen called Naga. And it's Nigerian. So there's a lot of spells on this word, but the origin of the word itself is just Nigu, which is Nigerian for king. It's the masculine pronunciation of the word. And Naga, Naga is feminine, the Nigerian feminine pronunciation of the origin too as well. So you have the feminine pronunciation of it and you have the masculine pronunciation of it too as well. So right here, we take away the origin of our people. We take people away from their homeland. We take people away from their gold, their silver, their diamonds, or their worth and their value. Our worth, our value, our diamonds, our gold, our silver, our material possessions, our fabrics, our cloth, everything that made us who we are as a royal people, we take that away and then we turn it around and make it turn into the behavior of a dog, of being less than a dog and less than a pig. Now they don't treat us less than dogs, they treat us less than pigs. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm mentally and physically and emotionally exhausted. And I'm coming down with the cold for a reason because a lot of this I just like, I'm trying to process everything I've been going through this past year, especially moving from Chicago and then moving to all these different places in my life that I've been. I'm really trying to analyze like everything I've been like, oh my God, like I really just can't analyze it. Like, oh my God, like why am I actually getting this right now? Why is this actually coming to me right now in this place, in this city, in this time? Why am I actually figuring out what I've been called? I'm being called out of my name, the name of my people, the name of who I am. And my behavior is turning to, I'm not less than a dog, I'm less than a pig. I should go where the pigs belong. I should go where the dogs belong. The crows belong, death belongs. So you're putting death to you and your people. It's a lot to process. I've been taken away from my homeland, I've been taken away from my king, businesses, ownership, restaurants, Black owned restaurants that I have worked for my person myself in Texas and California have been closed down. Great Black businesses have been closed down. Clothing chain stores that I've worked for are now closing their doors because of the bad economy. People that I love and are close and dear to me have passed on and are dead. My health is, I don't know what's going on with my health, that's changing. And at the same time, I'm being called less than this, less than a pig, less than a dog. I take away your jewelry from you, I take away your silver and your gold, and I bring you down to a lower level, lower than a dog, lower than a pig. I bring you down to the grave. And I kill you and your people, I kill the name of your people, I kill the homeland of your people, and I bring you over to the behavior and the patterns that I want for you and your future kids for eternity. It's very tiring and it's very boring. It's very exhausting to do this research, to do family research, to figure out why am I being treated this way by certain people. It's exhausting, it's challenging every single day. I try to process going to school, doing my homework, trying to do this, multitask this all by myself at the same time. I'm still trying to figure out who I am as a person and my people. When my people don't respect me as a woman, when I'm treated as a child, I'm treated less than a human being. If they don't see me, they see my behaviors and patterns, which is the same as a disabled person, an autistic person, a mentally retarded uh, incapable of being a real human being. I'm treated as my behavior, and my behavior patterns are less than a pig. And I shouldn't live in human beings, I should live in a pigsty. That's how I feel my people treat me. I shouldn't live with human beings, I should live in a pigsty, in a farm somewhere, in the outhouse. Take it outside, take it outside. And that's how your people do treat you. Because they don't know who they are, and you don't know who you are either. But if you change your behavior and you change your mind and your intelligence, then you figure out who you really are. It's a hard word. It's a hard word. It's a dark word. It's not a soft word. It's not to be, oh, lovely, 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 dovely. Oh, you're a nigger. No, 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 no. It's not a soft spoken word either. When this word is spoken, it's meant to curse somebody. You're actually meant to curse yourself. So you have to turn around and use it for good. Oh, is this what you call me? What do you mean by that? Where are you from? Do you know where I'm from? I know where I'm from. Where are you from? Oh, you may have a little bit more money than me right now, but that doesn't mean that necessarily we'll be in the same place 10 years from now. I'll go back and I'll claim the land, the homeland of my people. What would you do? You'll still be here in the same place at the same time, doing the same thing. And yet you want to call me out of my name to denotate that I have the same behavior patterns as less than a dog. So you're not calling me a dog, you're not calling me an animal, you call me less than an animal. You're putting death to my name. Even if you're family blood or not, you're putting death to my name. All they do is sleep and eat. Yeah, all they do is sleep and eat. And that's what you do too. But I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to change my mind, my behavior, and my behavior patterns, and my intelligence, and make sure I go back to where people came from. To Nigeria, to Kenya, to Egypt, to Cameroon, to South Africa, to Mozambique, all around the world. I'm going to find my people. I'm going to research this and figure out my identity as well as the identity of my people that was taken and stolen from me. Our diamonds were stolen from us. Our gold was stolen from us. Our silver was stolen from us. Our fabrics were stolen from us instead of this cheap, cheap, cheap polyester fabric. We had fabrics that you could breathe and that you could wear for days and days without a single stench of stink. People, they just didn't make clothes to wear every single day. They made clothes for a reason. Because how you dress is how you lived at work. Usually the way people dress is the way they work. So if some people dress a certain way, that means that that's probably their lifestyle. Back in the 1800s. If someone wear thin clothes, that usually meant that they either worked hard labor every single day, or that was just the status of their place in society. But if someone wore rich fabrics, thick fabrics, fabrics of silk and gold and scarlet, that usually meant that they were high esteemed people. Nowadays anybody can wear whatever they want. People think whoever they want to think about them. But people don't pay attention to the quality of the fabrics anymore. Anybody can be anything just the way you're dressed and get away with it. And you're still dirt poor, even if you're dressed high quality, you're still dirt poor in the home. Yes, people know you by how you dress. People also know you by your behavior and the way you talk and the patterns of your lifestyle. People know you more by your lifestyle than by your intelligence. That's usually how it works. I'll repeat that again. People know you more by your lifestyle right here than by your intelligence. All they see is what you do instead of who you are and what you were supposed for and how you can speak. They only know you by your behavior and what you do at night and what you do in the weekends. They don't know you as a person. So people can judge your actions first and your behaviors first and your lifestyle first, more than just where you come from. This right here can negate this right here. And that's another word that has this, where this origin come from. Negate. That means to cancel out. And that's comes from the origin of this word right here. I negate something. If I negate something, that means I cancel it out. If I have a negative, that's also abbreviation of this too, an origin of that. If I negate something, that means I cancel it out. I stop it from happening. I argue against this. Then right there, you can even break negate down and you can put right here. And that's another word that the origin comes from. We'll just say from here. Or say from here. And this is what we're called as a people. And everything about us as a people is bad. This is bad. This is good because it pertains to the behavior of these people. Therefore, it makes say this word good. This is bad, and this is good. You put these together and you make this bad word good. How does that work? I'll give you another abbreviation of this word right here. So we have one word that turned around from this word. So we have one word right here. It's called negate. So that's one word that comes from the origin of this word right here, negate. And then we have another word. I'm sure you guys pretty much already know where I'm going. You already know the second word, you probably already know where I'm going. Let me give you another spin-off of this word right here. The first spin-off we have is negate. This is the second spin-off that we have of this word is what? Negative. Hold on. I think you guys know where I'm going here. The first spin-off we have is negate. That means to cancel out something. So you change a positive into a negative. And then the second spin-off we have of this word right here, this origin is negative. That means low. That means less. That means in the black. That means in the hole. This suffix, this origin, comes from this word right here, the origin. This word comes from the origin of this. It's not, the origin right there is right there. And it's Nigerian. So you have negate and you have negative. What other words can you think of? I'll just do some research right now. We have two words right now that mean less than and that mean low. And that means lower than. That means in the hole. And that means to cancel something out. So right here, it means to cancel out. And this is right here, it is called, is in the hole. Then we have a third word right here. So we have negate, we have negative, and then we have one more. I'm gonna look up a couple more words. Give me a minute here. You have negation, you have negative, you have negating, to argue. You have negatory. That's a negatory remark. Negations. You have negative, you have negating, you have negates, you have negate something. Negativisms, negativism. I mean, there's so many spin-offs of the word. And on means low and less than, or to cancel something out. Abnegated. I abnegated the throne. Renegade, that means less than, a person not related to society. I mean, renegated Megatrons. Negator. I'm going to put two right here. I'm going to put renegade, and I'm also going to put one right here. One more. I'm going to put the abnegate. So we have to abnegate something. So I'm going to put right here another spinoff. I'm going to put to abnegate something. And then the next word I'm going to put is to be a renegade. So usually if you abnegate something, that means you leave your position. And usually if you abnegate something, you're in a very, very high position in society. You're either a king or queen, or you leave your position, you quit it. You leave your people. You dissolve a relationship. You cancel out a relationship for something else. So if you abnegate something, that means you run away from it. You cancel it out. You leave something. You leave your people. To add means to be without, and to gate means to argue against. So if I'm abnegating something, I'm being without it. Being without my royalty status, being without my status, being without my name, being without my people. I'm usually without something. And then you have the origin right here. So you have the prefix right here, which means add means to be without. And then you have negate right here, which comes back to meaning king or queen, and negate is the feminine version of it. Feminine of king or queen, and then you have right here te. That means usually it's te, that means to be pertaining to. So I'm pertaining to being without my kingdom. And that's abnegate. To abnegate something. It could be abnegate, it could be negative, it could be to negate something, or it could even be renegade. So to abnegate something is to add, negate. That means to be pertain to being without my kingdom. Or you could put right here, like I said, to negate something. To negate something means to cancel out. To cancel out. To negate means to cancel out. Or to argue. To argue out. To argue out against something, that means to negate. And then to be negative, pretty much means to be in the hole, to be less than. So here's the origin of the word. We have four examples of where the origin of the word comes from, and we will use this origin. So it uses origin in the word abnegate or abdicate. I abdicate my throne. So either I abnegate or I abdicate my throne. Like Prince Harry, he abdicated his position in society, his royalty for Meghan Markle. Why did Prince Harry abdicate his position in the royal family for an actress? Even his uncle, uncle's wife, King Edward, pretty much married Coco Chanel, or as close to Coco Chanel as he could get. I would abdicate my throne for Coco Chanel, yes I would. But for a low-level actress, I'm sorry. Because her life and her business and all her associates were worth more than his kingdom. Can you imagine that? A man who is destined to be king will give away all his titleship and all his gold for just the relationships and the connections that a woman has. Her connections, her business, her partnerships are worth more than all my kingdoms, all the gold and the silver that I can buy. So yes, I will leave my title. I will leave becoming a king just for this woman and her connections and her livelihood and her lifestyle. Because this woman and her business can give so much more to me than I could ever give for myself sitting on a throne. And he can live the rest of his life in whoever Coco Chanel's connections and her lifestyle, her behavior. Probably Coco Chanel's lifestyle was more than a royal. She probably could do more with her life than King Edward ever could. And I'm sure he did it. King Edward's wife, would he abdicate? I'm sure he did. She looks as very close to Coco Chanel as possible. I've tried to compare it. I've tried looking at both pictures of Coco Chanel and King Edward's fiance's wife. Let me see, let me Google it right quick. Wallace Simpson. Can you imagine an actress called Wallace Simpson who looked as very similar to Coco Chanel? Crazy. I was just comparing the pictures of Wallace Simpson and Coco Chanel. It's crazy. It's crazy. Even if she was Coco Chanel or not, a woman like that, a woman like Coco Chanel and her character and her livelihood. I don't know if Coco Chanel was older than Wallace Simpson anyway, but just having a woman like that in high class, high society, and her and her connections and her establishments, not just her money, but her relationships. A woman like that, high status, her relationships, her personal relationships have more value than the kingdom of England. That's crazy. That the future king of England will leave his throne just for a woman and her connections. And that's how kingdoms are established. I marry you into my kingdom and you become my queen so I can have your connections and we can make a kingdom together. It's been out of for time and time again. That's how the royals work. They work by connections. They work who knows who and what we can do to use our resources to help establish our empire and our society. The queen doesn't live by herself. She doesn't marry. Her kids can let her kids marry whoever they want. That's not how it works. That's not how the royal family works in England, and that's not how the royal family works around the world in Japan and Africa. All these African presidents and their daughters, and there are plenty of African kings that have 13, 15, 20 wives. And they just don't marry their 20 wives just because I like them. They marry their 20 wives for each connection that the 20 wives have. So if one wife has this connection that I want, I'll marry that wife. Another woman has this connection I want, I marry another woman. Another woman has another connection that I want, I'll marry her. And usually every time an African man marries a woman or an African king marries a woman, that woman usually comes with her dowry. Her family has a dowry to present to the king. So that woman either may have 300 or 500 cows, and they're all healthy cows. And usually those cows come with milk, meat, clothing, leather, and you can do so much with one cow. And usually that woman that the king has initiated, proposed marriage to, she comes with her own dowry, not just animals, but also with any other kind of personal connections or tribal connections that her family has to give to the king. So, king, we want to give you our connections. We want to give you our tribe. We want to give you our dowry, D-O-W-R, D-O-W-R-Y, a dowry. And people here in America, especially a lot of black people, young people like myself, in their 20s and their 30s, don't even know what this word is. Don't even know what this word is right here. What is this word? I never heard. Oh, is it downy? No, this is not downy. This one right here. A lot of, and not even black Americans, a lot of native born Americans, not just black Americans, but white Americans. And especially people that do know this word, they're usually immigrants because they know that this word comes with a price. Anytime you marry to somebody's family, it comes with a price. You have to usually present something to the father or the mother of the person that you're trying to marry in order to have the families connect with each other and in order to establish relationships with the family. So you're just not marrying a man or a woman just because you think they're cute and fine and sexy and rich. No, you had to present yourself to this person with something that's at a high price or a high value. So usually something like this, like a dowry, is a very high quality product or materials or something that the family holds in value and high esteem so that they can pass this on to their daughters or their sons in marriage to the next family. So why would I marry a criminal or a crook and give my daughter and my family's value and our inheritance and our estate over to a crook? Because you know what that crook is going to do with this right here? He's going to sell it and he's going to destroy it. And then where's the money then? Oh, we're dirt poor and begging on the streets to get back our inheritance from our family. Our family's going to come back. We need some money. Well, honey, what happened to what we gave you? And your wife and your husband, what happened to it? Oh, the husband spent it. He spent it all. Yeah, he spent it all. What are we going to do? And yes, summer is coming. Yes, summer is coming. And it's time to prepare ourselves as people and to enjoy the hot weather. That's good, but we also have to prepare ourselves for our future. And a lot of African Americans, they don't even know that at the same time this was used against us, at the same time, we are a high price. We are a high price commodity, not just in America, but around the world. We are highly valued. We are valued as athletes. We are valued as models. We are valued as doctors and nurses. Most of the time when you go to a hospital or a doctor's office, or even if you're watching a basketball game or a football game, how many people are you going to see with the same skin tone? How many football players do you know with the same skin tone? How many basketball players do you know with the same skin tone right here? With the same skin tone. How many basketball players? How many football players? How many nurses and doctors do you know with the skin tone? Not just black, but Middle Eastern and Egyptian and African. So if they value us in athleticism, if they value us in sports, if they value us in the medical field and sports and basketball and football, how come they can't value us on the street? They pay tickets to see us. They pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to see us on the court, hundreds of thousands of dollars to see us sing, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get medical care and medical advice from us as a people, but on the streets we're less than. On every single day, walking down the streets, we're selling away our souls, selling away our souls for drugs, for prostitution, for sex, for weed, for synthetic weed, for crack cocaine, for HIV, for AIDS. We're selling away our soul. When we as a people, as kings and queens, are held at the very highest value of society. Now I'm getting caught up. Now I'm getting caught up. But just because summer's coming doesn't mean that we forget the winter and all the hard progress we went through. Yes, we as a people come at a price. They pay just to see us play basketball. They play just to hear us sing. They pay to get medical advice from us. They pay us when we need help the most. So why can't we get the same respect on the street when they see us walk the street, when they see us in the news? Why can't we get that same respect? Because we don't know who we are, we don't know our price. We don't know how to use what we have and turn it into profit. You just don't see one Black person on the news. You don't just see one Black person on the court. You don't see one Black person singing. You don't see one Black person dancing. We all play the game together. We're a team. We all play the same game together. We all sing together, or we have people backing us up to sing. Or we have people backing us up. As doctors, we have a backup staff as doctors and nurses. But we can't get that same respect on the street or in the field. As owners. But you pay to see us. You pay to hear us, you pay to see us play, but you don't want to respect us when we walk down the street every single day. Or we attend parties and events, or we go to bars and clubs. You don't respect us. And at the same time, not only do you respect us, but we don't respect ourselves either. We forget our mannerisms. We forget how to behave. We forget how to speak properly. We forget how to dress properly. We forget who we are as a people. We forget our price. We forget our dowry. That when we were born at a high price. The price of a Black child is valued. It may seem like it's low to adopt a Black child, but it's very high value and high price just to adopt a Black child. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Black children are high commodities, and they come with a price. Don't let the system fool you. Black children are wellly valued all around the world. You don't know how much money people would pay for the price of one Black baby. You would be very surprised. We are a dairy, we are a people. And yes, I am expanding on this. Yes, I am putting my little own 2 cents to this, but don't forget that we are a people. We came from a kingdom for a reason. We are a high price for a reason. Yes, we are a people. We are a high price, not just in marriage, but at birth too. Birth, life, and death. We are a high value people. And don't let somebody take away and negate your history, negate your family, negate your blood, your royal blood. We are royal blood. We are kings and queens, male and female are not. We are royalty. We come from a continent of gold and silver and diamonds. These little bitty diamonds can't even compare to what Africa has. People haven't even seen it because they don't show what a real diamond looks like. This has been chipped down and faceted to what they want us to think a real diamond looks like. But a real diamond is big. A real diamond is huge. You look at it and it shines in the light. You look at a real diamond and it glows everywhere in the dark and the light. A real diamond. We are diamonds. And the price of the pay just to have us on this earth comes with it. It's for a reason why we're here on this earth. Even in marriage, it's a price. And yes, I'm expecting it because it doesn't need to be talked about. This issue doesn't need to be talked about right here, that we are people and we're high commodity people. We are killed for a reason. Because people, they don't want us to know who we are. They don't want us to know our identity. And so all these words that have been used to denigrate us, to put us down, to make us feel lower, less than, these are words that are used every day in society. Every single day in society, these words, they take away the origin from who we are. These words right here, I abnegate something, I abdicate something, I make something, I negate something, I make something negative. It's all to make us to seem like we're bad, that we're less than. But we are people that we come at a high price, a high price. So I either negate something, I argue against it, or I abdicate something. And it's still, you have that K in there, negate. You still have that origin in there, negate. And that it still means the same thing. I abnegate, I abdicate. It's still the same word, but a different spelling of the word. Abdicate and abnegate is still the same word. In my opinion, it's still the same word. And then we have right here, we have a renegade. The renegade means to be a black sheep in the community. Black, an evil, less than, criminal in the streets. You're a renegade, you're a criminal on the run. You're a criminal against society. You're a black sheep. You're running from your past. You're running from your history. Renegade. You're a criminal, you're less than, you're bad. You're bad for the people, you're bad for society. Keep running, we don't want you here. You're lawless. You're without civility. You don't know law and order, you're a renegade. That comes from the origin of the word NIG. If this person was meant to be a king and a queen, why would we put that we're always pertaining to being less than what society values or what society calls law and order? And yes, I do know this because it's been in my mind, and I've been educated on this time and time again from years and years ago with my education, with my liberal arts education, philosophy, and grammar, and English, and history. I've been educated on this time and time again. How words are used to put them down. If you really know the meaning, true meaning, and the true grammar behind words, you would think first before you call somebody something. If you really know what those words meant, you would think first, and you would be very cautious of what you say to people. Especially in today's society today. Usually when one person says something, it goes around the world. And that person may not know that they said it, or may not know that how many people are affected by those words that that person said. One person can say one word. It doesn't have to be the president, it could be anybody could say one word and it could affect everybody around the world, not just on social media, but in general as well. At the same time, you can put something on social media and then all of a sudden somebody else claims ownership for that, and then that can be spread around the whole world just because you said it. That somebody else took ownership for it, but you're the one that said it. So that person gets the money and you get the curse because you said it. Right here, NIG is meant to be our origin, but people have turned it around to be a curse. This is a blessing, this word, our origin, our people. But you're cursing our blessing. How are you cursing somebody's blessing? Because I stole it from you. I took what you had and I used it for myself. I claimed ownership. You know, all these words right here that have been used in society and are still being used in 2020, I can go on and I can go on and on and on about so many words that are labeled as bad and depressing and less than and negative in society come from the origin of Black people. To be Black is to be a sin. It's said all around the news, even today, it's a sin. It's a sin, it's a sin, it's a sin, it's a sin, it's a sin. That's right, it's a sin to be Black. It's a sin to be a nigger. It's a sin to be born Black. Even if you're 20% Black, it's still a sin. Even if you have a grandmother that's Black, but you're white and blonde hair and blue eyes just because of that one Black grandmother, it's still a sin for you to be here. It's a sin. It doesn't have anything to do with Catholicism or religion. It's just It's a sin. You should be forgiven of it by God. You should go to God and ask for forgiveness for being black every single day of your life. Why should I go to God, my creator, and the person who gave me the skin tone and this color, and the color of my hair, and the color of my eyes, and the color of my skin tone, and curse him for giving me a blessing? When people in society, people on the streets, and people in the world, they think I'm a criminal, they think I'm a prostitute, I'm a hoe, that I should already know what to do before I do it. And they curse my name and they curse my history every single day. But I go to God and he keeps blessing my curse. God, my creator, God, my Allah, God, my Father, God, my Mary, God, my Joseph, God, my Jesus. You keep blessing my curses. You keep blessing my curses. This right here, the origin of this word is a blessing. Because there are kings and queens behind the origin of this word. But people turn around this blessing and curse it. And not only curse this blessing, but they make words and they make life into, and they curse a people and turn around and make profit and make it into other vocabulary of society. And let society know that anything has to do with the order of this word is a curse, is a sin. Every single word, every single vocabulary that relates to these people is a sin. So anything in your life that relates to these people, you know these people, get rid of it. Steal from them, kill them, persecute them, treat them less than, make them poor and deaf and dumb and blind. Don't let them know their past, don't let them know their future, don't let them know their history. Or they will become lawless and uncivil people in society. But this is our blessing. Why would our blessing be a curse? And why would people make spin-offs of this word and still continue to curse us every single day? Because we don't know how to turn this word into a blessing. We don't know our history. We don't know who we are. And these are not just American words, these are English words. These are words that are used in every single day in society as of 2020. Every single day in society, these words are used against us. And we don't even know it. We don't even know it. Not only is society, the news, television, politicians, the president, treating us as lawless, uncivil people, but now we have the vocabulary of man even continuing to put a curse on top of that blessing, continue to further and further pass on that curse. The words of a white man are continuing to pass on that curse just by words, not just by words. So we have a new word for this person. We have a new word for these people. We have a new action for these people. We have financial action for these people. We have law action for these people. We have royal monarchy, government action for these people. We have an action for these people, and if they don't do these actions, then we will take process and forward to get them to take care of them and to rid them of themselves and to rid them of society. Because we don't want them to know who they really are. And yeah, we are poor. We are poor. At the same time, we have to use our resources together and to break this pattern and to break this pattern of society and other people that have treated us as less than animals. You've heard it from the 60s and from the 50s, 60s, 70s. No Jews, no Irish, and no blacks, and no dogs. No Jews, no Irish, no blacks, and no dogs. I'll say it again because it was said in the 50s and it's still being said today. And you have the sign placards were put in the 40s and the 50s back before the civil rights. And people in American society, as well as in England, made it very clear who they did not want in their establishment. Made it very plain and clear. We don't want you in our establishment. We do not want you in our establishment. They had big old signs that said, no Jews, no Irish, no blacks, no colored, and no dogs. They made that very plain and clear what they didn't want in their establishment, whether it was a convenience store just to get gas, that whether it was a soda fountain just to get ice cream and just relax with your friends, get a hamburger and ice cream, or whether it was at church or whether it was in the courthouse. We don't want no Jews, no Irish, no blacks, colored people, no niggers, and no dogs. And you know what? That probably still has not changed. But we could turn on these words and use it for our future and use it for the good of our people. Yes, we can. Yes, we can change this. Words that have been put down in order to turn it into our own good. I abdicate something. I take away my title. I leave pertaining to being without my kingdom. Abnegate, abnegate something. Pertaining to being without my kingdom, to being without my royal status. I renegade, being released, being pertaining to being uncivil and lawless. I negate something. I cancel something out. Negative, to be pertaining or less than whole or equal to. Less than whole or equal to. I'm less than. I'm lawless. I have no royalty. And where are my people? Where are my friends? Where are my family? Where are my loved ones that I care for the most? They've been taken from me. I have to leave all my people, all my family, all my friends, just become lawless and uncivil and less than what society values. It does need to be addressed. It does. It's a really it's a long issue because people they don't know. They really don't know. They think, oh, this is just a funny word. It's not a funny word. This is not a funny word because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know where it comes from either. And people say, this came from a 1920s movie. Somebody said this, and it just spread throughout time, and throughout movies, and throughout society. And this word was used by a white man, and a white man invented this word. A white man did not invent this word. A white man did not invent this word. This word belongs to us as a people. And then somebody else, whether it was white, black, or not, added on to the word and took it and spend off of it and retarded the word. And now all throughout society, in the dictionary and in society, as well as the encyclopedia and the dictionary, people know anything that pertaining to this word or its people is a sin. Anything pertaining to this word, this origin, or its people is a sin. It's a sin. You can go anywhere in the world, England, London, Ireland, Scotland, Paris, France, Germany, Russia, Korea, Taiwan, South America, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, anywhere in the United States, and any kind of abbreviation, any kind of thing that has to do with the origin, or has this word in it, or has any kind of these prefixes or suffixes in this word, in its vocabulary, pretty much has to do pertaining to Black people and being pertaining to less than or unequal with society, or cast offs with society. Any word in the vocabulary around the world that has anything in this word or its abbreviations has to do with less than or equal to society. As a Black person, as a Black people, we're less than or pertaining to unlawless and uncivil people in society. When in reality, we were the creators of man, we were creators of society. We were creators of kingdoms. We were royalty. We taught people manners. We taught people how to eat. It was because of the Moors that they invented utensils to teach people how to eat. The Moors invented forks. The Moors invented spoons. They invented silverware to teach the English how to eat. The Moors, the Black Moors. Instead of eating with their hands, they actually prepared invented utensils for them to eat with their hands and not with their, or not with, to eat with their mouths and not with their hands. It was the Moors. Everybody knows that. But if you have anything to do, any words, any vocabulary to do with this prefix, this origin right here, whether it's male or female, and the origin and its abbreviations, as well as any vocabulary in society, it usually means that you're less than, are unlawless, or uncivil in society. And I'll say it again, yes, you're lawless and you're an uncivil person. You don't know what the law is, and you don't know the proper manners of society. Yes, we will teach you again and again how to become a civil person in society. It doesn't matter how long you're in jail. You need to know how to behave in society just because you come from this country. We need to teach you again what we think you are instead of who you already are. We need to make you lose your mind and your soul and your body just so that we can reteach you. We teach you the way that we want to teach you, not the way that you already know how. Because I'm sure those slaves on that boat already knew what was going to happen and already knew that they were going to lose their lives just for the secrets that the English society wanted to yank from them. And those slave Black bodies that arrived on the American shores had to lose their minds and their souls and regain back all their health and regain back all their strength and regain back their minds and their memories just to teach English American settlers how to live and how to eat and how to think. But it's not in the history books. You won't see that in history books. That American white colonists were taught by Black slaves from Africa. American white colonists. All you have to do is read up on the diaries of Frederick Douglass. All the Black colonists, all the famous Black writers, the famous Black poets. You have to read up on it. Sojourner Truth. All the Black writers during the slavery times, they had to come here to American shores, regain back their health, regain back their strength, regain back their body weight, and regain back their mind and their memories in order to teach white settlers and white colonists how to behave, how to think, how to cook, how to eat, and how to be civil in society. Because all these white colonists and all these white people that came from England, most of them that came from England were lawless, they were criminals, and they took the opportunity just to come to a new country in order to get away from the king and his taxes. So they had Black slaves from the west coast of Africa to bring them on here and teach them how to make a proper society. And that's what the real slavery journey was about. We will kill and starve you unless you forget who your people are and the origin of your people in order to bring us and make a people your slaves. Because we need to know how the society works. We need to know how to work with this land, work with this new land, deal with these Native Americans who are trying to kill us. We need people to help us. We need help. We need help. We need your help. But we don't want to pay you for your help. We don't want to pay you for our services. We'll steal from you rather than pay you for what you're really worth. We'll starve you than pay you for what you're really worth. All you have to do is just read about it. Read Frederick Douglass. Sojourner Truth. And there's so many slavery people during the slave times, white and Black, from the north and from the south. Why did I come to America just to become a slave? Now, you didn't come from America. Black people didn't arrive to America to become slaves. Black people arrived in America because they wanted to know their secrets. Black people wanted to know how to live in an unknown land. They took our name and our kingdom and our secrets and our jewels and our gold and silver away from us and took all our teachings and used it for their profit and turned it into something else. I'm not just sparing this. I'm just lying. I'm not lying about this. All you have to do is read about it. Read about it in the old slave. Research it for yourself. I've researched this at Howard University. I've researched this at Washington, the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. I've researched this in Buffalo. I've researched this here in Syracuse. I've researched this all my life since I was in high school, elementary school. I've been doing this for a long time. It's actually finally coming out. We weren't made to be put on this country to become slaves. They wanted something from us for a reason. They didn't want our bodies or our hands, they wanted our minds. We would starve you and we would kill you just to get your mind. You have to get what's out of your mind. We would starve and kill you and take away your land from you just to know what was going on and how can we use this for ourselves. We want this more than this. And yes, Sarah Bartman was comical to see a black woman with curves and body and boobies and behind. To see a black woman fully formed and walking society and living and breathing. She was a healthy black woman. Healthy. This is the true definition of what being a black woman is, of being a woman. Black people aren't skinny, are meant to be indentured servants. Black people are healthy. Black people are strong. Black people are big. They have big bones and big muscles. And they are very smart and intelligent people. Sarah Bartman. They didn't want to just see her body, they wanted to know how she thought and how was she able to get to that size. And they put her on display. They didn't just change black people. They wanted to know, how can we turn this black woman into a white woman? How do we make our wives and our daughters like her? You may not read that in history books. All you have to do is just look at the pictures. Then look at Sarah Bartman and look at the women following her after Sarah Bartman. Look at how their body weight changed, how their body lines, the curves of the bodies, people's bodies changed after Sarah Bartman was discovered in American society. Just look at how the figures of women changed. For being small and tight English monarchy women from Queen Victoria, and now you see people after Sarah Bartman's time in the 1800s, and now all these beautiful white women are big with big corsets, small corsets, now tiny waist, and now they're small, big brassieres and tiny waist and long legs, and still very popular, beautiful women of society. But don't let people put you down just because they use the origin of this name wrong. The origin of this name wrong is meant to be positive. It's meant to uplift people. It's not meant to put people down. It's not meant to steal us. It's not meant to say that we're lawless in society. It's not meant to say that without rules, we don't know what rules are. And it's not meant to say that we are less than or equal to other people, because we're not less than or equal to anybody. We make the balance. We are the balance being. We are the ruler. We are time. Time evolves around us. Don't let people put you down for that. Don't let people argue against that. All right, great. So today's grammar lesson is over. This is part 2 of the word nigger. I'm still doing a little bit more research on it because it is Black History Month. Whether they're young, whether they're old, you need to know what this word is and where the origin comes from. Because if you let people continue to treat you like less than, you're going to be believing this for the rest of your life and not know how they spin off this word into other words. So people may not call you this word, but if they say something else, it's also pertaining to you too as well. So watch what people say, because usually somebody's action reflects to who they are inside as a person, their mind and their soul. So this is not only the bad word, there are other words in society that people use that are less harsh than this word, but they relate to the same thing. These words are less harsh, but they relate to exactly the same thing. They're less spoken, they're less quiet, less attractive, but they mean the same thing. And actions are bigger than words. All right, this is Queen Terry Battle. I love you guys here coming from SUNY OCC Community College in upstate New York and Syracuse, New York. I love you guys. Please continue to pray for me. Keep your thoughts. Shout out to all my military friends and family, as well as process right now of being in school. I love you guys. Peace and much love. Happy Thursday, happy weekend, happy snow day here from upstate New York. Happy Groundhog Day, happy Valentine's, and peace and much love. Salam, aloha, gracias, shukran, and many blessings to you and your family as well. Bye. Peace be unto you. Bye.